Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is Friday, September 3rd, 2021, and this is the Flight Sim News. So first up is the latest weekend update from the guys over at Eagle Dynamics, and the first thing on the list is Operation Blue Flag. Looks like a 24/7 persistent multiplayer team versus team missions that focus on teamwork to achieve victory through domination and capture of objects. This event will run throughout September and across multiple eras, including World War II, Cold War, and modern. We hope that you will find some live multiplayer action in this fantastic event, and then there's a link there that you can click that will take you over to the Eagle Dynamics forums where you can find the official announcement and all of the juicy details. Next up, more news on the Mosquito. It says, we're excited to inform you that the Mosquito will support the new World War II damage model at early access launch. Using documentation of weapon and projectile types, we are modeling the visual impact on the airframe and the subsequent effects to the flight model. Get a jump start on learning the Mosquito in the startup video, which is something I was getting to. But there are a couple of really cool images to check out. So that is what the Mosquito is going to look like, all pelted up. And then another shot of the tail there. Very cool stuff. I will definitely throw a link to this in the video description as usual, so you can check it out for yourself. All right, and this is part of what, we've all been waiting for. More images of the AH-64. This week we've prepared some in-development screenshots of the pilot and co-pilot gunner cockpits of this beast. We hope these work-in-progress images will provide you with a glimpse of what is to come and start your cockpit familiarization. We await your feedback, and then let's take a look at these awesome new screenshots. Wow, that looks really good. This is going to be so much fun. And best of all, it's happening this year because that's something they also announced, which we'll talk about in a second. But just look at all that detail. That's kind of a weird angle, isn't it? That's like one of them weird angles I don't think that we could pull off in the game unless we do some crazy maneuvering around with the camera, I guess, which I've never really done. But doesn't that look kind of strange? Normally you're sitting looking towards it, not from it back to the seat. Weird but cool. And then there's yet another shot. I'm not quite sure what that is. That's definitely somewhere in the cockpit. Does that look like maybe the piston or something that like pulls the... Oh, you know what that is. That's a frickin' M4. I'm looking at that and I'm just not picturing it right. That's like an M4 upside down locked into the cockpit there because there's a clip sticking out of it. Very, very cool. I don't think I've ever seen too much of that in a sim before where you have like a weapon strapped. And I think IL2 had a pistol or something in one of the cockpits at one point. I could be mistaken. But anyway, I will definitely throw a link to these in the video description as usual, so you can definitely check out all of these awesome killer screenshots. And then last of all is this fantastic teaser trailer that they've posted. Fantastic. How freaking awesome is that? I'll definitely throw a link to this in the video description as usual, so you can check this and everything else out for yourself. And then lastly, in the Eagle Dynamics DCS realm of news, directly from Eagle Dynamics, is the Mosquito startup video. And of course, when they put these things out, they also throw in there, hey, you can get 30% off if you buy it now. So it is still on sale for 30% off, which is also awesome. But I will definitely throw a link to this startup video for all of you guys who are dying to get into the cockpit of the Mosquito, so you can check it out for yourself. Now here's some pretty cool news. It says, so the Top Gun delay blues with our Tomcat with a quick 25% sale just this weekend. Enjoy. And then there's a link here. I believe this is a video that they had made for that, which is pretty cool. But it is 25% off weekend to get your hands on the Tomcat. And just like this guy below in one of the comments says, best module in DCS, I would have to agree, because if you guys know me, you know that I totally believe that the Tomcat is also the best module in DCS, and at 25% off, it's definitely a good time to get your hand on it. I'll throw a link to this in the video description so you can check it out for yourself. All right, and here's a new post that just popped up from Baltic Dragon as well. It says, Raven 1 Dominant Fury will take place 3 years before the events described in the Raven 1 novel and campaign. Together with Kevin Miller, author, and Jello from the Fighter Pilot podcast, we're working on completely new missions that will test your skills as Hornet driver in realistic and entertaining set of scenarios. You will get to fly as a wingman more often. By the way, your skipper Sluggo is voiced by an experienced former Tomcat pilot, and we'll have some more surprises when it comes to the voice actors cast. Oh, and an updated set of skins for all squadrons on Valley Forge, and then there's a nice little image of it there. I'll definitely throw a link to this in the video description as usual, so you can check it out for yourself. And yet, more DCS news. It's just coming out of the woodwork today. From Reflected. Greg over at Reflected Simulations. Great news. I just finished Paradise Lost and sent it to some friends for final testing. It feels so great when you have something in your mind, a fantasy, and then for the first time you experience it in game. It's no longer just a fantasy, but a mission with all of the events and conversations that you dreamed up, and others can finally experience it too. I've always been afraid of making a helicopter campaign, but now I'm confident that you're going to love the result. It's everything I wanted it to be and more. Now that sounds pretty fantastic, and the Huey in DCS really is a fantastic module. It's always fun to fly. I really enjoy the Huey. I'm definitely looking forward to this and to see what Greg has come up with, because now with that new Mary Island map, you can kind of make that mock Vietnam scenario, and that's kind of what it looks like he's done here, and he's talked about wanting to do for a while. So I think what Greg's got going on is fantastic as always, and it's just another awesome little gem to look forward to from him. I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. And then lastly is the latest dev blog from the guys over at IL2 Stormovic. It really is kind of a long, drawn-out one. I'm not going to try to read this to you guys. We'll definitely just throw this in the video description so you can jump in there and check it out for yourself. But it also looks like the main thing was the update on the IAR 8081. And on the actual development front, our modeling partner Ivan's working hard on the IAR, and it's beginning to take shape nicely. Battle of Normandy objects development. We're happy to report good progress on the Normandy project. Most of the buildings and ground vehicles are ready to work on the sea objects is going at full head flank speed. Today we can show you a couple screenshots straight from the 3D editor screen. This is work in progress of a Gleaves class destroyer that participated in the invasion. And that is the IAR that they're talking about. These screenshots like this don't do nothing for me. I mean, I know it's going to be shaped like this and it's going to have guns, etc., etc. I'd much rather see the finished product. But hey, this is what you get as the development goes. They got to come up with something, right? And then here's the destroyer they spoke of. Pretty cool stuff. So that is it for the Flight Sim News for today, guys. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that like button or dislike button. Feel free to leave comments. I'm usually jumping in there, interacting with you guys where I can. Again, just thanks for watching, and until next time.